Hey, everybody. Welcome back. If you're new, it's been a while. If you're a regular, hi, Peggy. It's been even longer. Stock 1220. Does that mean anything to you? 1220.
Wait, let me write it down and see it.
Okay.
1220. It's certainly not the number of episodes we have.
It's definitely not the number of episodes we have.
It's not the number of guests we've had.
You're correct.
Is it your blood pressure?
It's higher than that.
The number of minutes we've been on?
No, 1220 was actually our last broadcast.
Okay.
It's in December. So December 20th was the last one we had. It was with our good friend Max.
Yep.
And always a good time. He's been on 3 times.
Love Max.
Yes, he's awesome. And we'll try to get him on this year as well. But we are into season 4. If you didn't catch that from the elongated intro, we had 3 episodes last season. We're going to try to do better this year. We always say that though. Yeah. So
we'll do 4.
Yeah, we'll do 4.
2 each semester.
Guaranteed 4. No, we're hoping to we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we've got a new superintendent, our interim superintendent, who did a fantastic job.
He was great.
Has gone. We've got a new superintendent. We've got a lot of crazy stuff happening here at the school. Sports have started. We've got scrimmages going on.
Yep.
We've got all kinds of like volleyball tomorrow night. We've got all kinds of stuff we're going to talk about. And then we've got new questions. We've got new questions for the end of the broadcast. So all kinds of cool stuff. I got the talking points up. First thing I want to mention, Stock, is we've got a new setup. So people can't really see it, kind of the way we've got everything situated. But I'm not touching it, but we do have a Mac. We're running a Mac. The screen's gigantic, so I can actually see it.
And we have a giant crucifix on the wall.
Exactly.
And some holy water ready.
We're going to have, exactly. We need something. I'll have to burn my hand off. But awesome donation for our program.
Yep.
For the kids here at the school, they get to kind of interact with something you typically interact with here. We have Chromebooks as one-on-one devices.
Right.
We have Windows computers in my lab and the downstairs lab. But we don't mess really with Linux, and we don't really mess with Mac OS. We have opportunities to do both now. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about that. We've got it back here in the podcast room. It is gigantic and right in front of me. Stock's sitting in a higher chair where I wouldn't be able to see him.
I can see Craig's nose and forehead, and that's pretty
exactly.
much it.
It's pretty big, and it's an awesome contribution to the program. So we're really, really, really excited about that. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Like I said, it's been since last December, Christmas break, since we were here last. And I believe that was the last day before Christmas break, or second to last day?
Very close.
That we had Max here. So we can even talk about ideal guest list for this year if you want, Sock. But, well, what's new for you? We've got a new school year. We kind of need to unpack everything that's happened since then.
Right.
I know it's a lot, and you're going to miss stuff, and I'm going to miss stuff. But where do you want to start?
Oh, gosh. Do you want to know about my summer?
I would love to know about your summer, and then I especially want to know about your recent trip.
Okay. First 3 weeks of summer, I lost 10 pounds. Then I got food poisoning. Then we had the hot and humid days, so my asthma kicked up. And then we had the high allergens, so my allergies kicked up. And I was basically done the rest of the summer.
This guy. He had a good week. He had a good week.
That's my life.
That's awesome. Well, what are you doing differently for your diet to lose that kind of weight?
It wasn't diet. It was swimming at the YMCA.
Oh, there it is. So activity.
Yeah.
So you can't have that new milkshake at McDonald's. Did you see the sugar in that?
No. What flavor is it?
So it's blue. I don't know that that's a flavor. It's blue, and it has like pink whipped cream on top.
Can I just say this?
It's so many calories.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
I hate all of these crossover ties.
Oh, did you see their new toys for the Happy Meal?
Yes, I don't like them.
It's awful.
I mean, back when I worked there, Batman, one of the Batman movies came out. The one with, first one with Robin, Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah, Batman Forever with George Clooney.
Exactly, yeah. We had the actual glasses.
Yes.
Do you remember
awesome.
those?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And now, remember over, was it last Christmas or sometime earlier this year, they had those special cups.
The plastic ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I heard that they had cups, my thought was, oh, glasses, that'll be neat. And then they hand you this thing wrapped in a plastic bag.
Boy, were you wrong.
Very wrong.
Yeah.
How did McDonald's
how the mighty have fallen, right?
I mean, give us a glass.
Well, did you see the new meal? There's like an adult Happy Meal right now.
Yes.
So it's basically just like a 10-piece nugget or quarter pounder with fries and that new milkshake if you want it. You can choose a different drink. And then a collectible, and it's like $22.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's insane. Yeah, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
So that's horrible.
Yeah.
But continue.
Should I talk about the challenges of my new school year yet, or
we'll save that for goals?
We'll save that.
You can talk about it whenever. You can save it for rants, maybe.
No, it's not a rant challenge.
Okay.
It's just
different.
Something different.
Yeah. Okay.
It's something I experienced early in my teaching career.
Ooh.
And I managed it, but not well.
Okay.
But now that it's happening again, can I say this? I basically, not that I don't care, but it's like, whatever happens, happens.
You're older and wiser.
Older and wiser.
Yes, I like that.
Older and wiser.
I like that.
The cats are good.
Cats are good. So you're okay. So let's go. I want to touch on that. You're swimming at the Y, I'm assuming, right?
Well, not today because we're doing this.
Because here we are. we couldn't do it last week because
Nope.
But that's awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Stay active, people.
Yeah.
Stay active, stay involved.
And don't fall down your stairs. I fell down my stairs over the weekend.
That's the newest thing. Yeah. Did you just miss one?
No, we've all seen athletes, they just go down with a big cramp, a Charlie horse in their leg. And for like 5-10 seconds, it is the worst pain in the world.
Oh, no.
Imagine that happening on your stairs.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
That's awful.
I know I'm dehydrated and I need potassium and all that stuff.
Sure. More bananas.
Yeah, more bananas. Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah.
I always go downstairs holding onto the banister. And so I didn't tumble all the way down, but I slid far enough just to be achy today.
Yes. Your achy, breaky leg.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually miss the bottom stair. I don't pay attention or I don't know what was going on. It's covered by a blanket or something.
Yeah.
I always miss the bottom stair going to the basement, and I make it to the basement a lot faster. So that's a good thing, right?
Yep.
What else did you have going on, Stock? I mean, we've got 7-8 months to catch up. You had an awesome trip recently.
I had an awesome trip recently. First, back to the end of last year, Ms. Davis and I are, of course, the senior class sponsors.
Absolutely. No one else wants to.
It is a challenging sponsorship just because it's a whole year-long production. But graduation went off magnificently.
That was a good one. That was a very good graduation.
One of our concerns was a student. She had a leg amputated, and her goal was to walk across stage to get her diploma.
Dude, she's so tough.
And we had to make sure, did she want stairs? Does she want a ramp? Everything was, not everything, but there was a lot of focus on what's best for her. And come the graduation day, she did it.
You wouldn't have known a difference had you not have known. Like on the day of, she just slid up on the stage and she was done.
There she was.
And it was awesome. She's great. She had a lot of challenges last year, but was adamant that she wanted to walk across the stage. And I thought it went off without a hitch as well. So thankfully, we made it through another graduation. Graduation. That's one of the big things here. You guys take care of all kinds of stuff as a seniors class sponsor. More stuff than is asked of all the other classes. And it's great to have two people that care in the same role. So Miss Davis is still around and kicking too. So she's always fun to deal with.
Not tomorrow afternoon.
That's true.
She's got a tooth being pulled, but it's the same guy who pulled my tooth over here. And so I told her about my experience and she's like, I'm going to ask him about it.
Oh, Dr. Hand?
No, he's in Crawfordsville.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Hughes.
Okay.
William Hughes is his name.
I like it. That's a good name.
Great guy.
Bill Hughes.
Yeah.
Dr. Bill Hughes. That's a good one. I try to avoid the dentist as much as possible.
Yeah. My trip. You want to know about my trip?
I would love to hear more about your trip. If you guys haven't seen it, you put some stuff on social media.
Yep.
But not the whole story. Kind of like
just a summary.
Kind of like hey, if you guys get the chance to do something, do it kind of deal. Like a push to people to actually get out and kind of do stuff that they've wanted to do.
Right.
And I know that was kind of your big push with this.
Yes.
So what happened?
Well, I took the second day off school. And
I love, you told me like in the teacher days, you're like, I'm not going to be here on Friday. Okay.
Well, this is my 31st year teaching. And as an experienced older teacher, I know it's irresponsible and unprofessional to take the second day of school off just to go do something, non-school related.
I like the preface.
But at the same time, I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And so I talked to Mrs. Witzman, our principal, and she is an incredibly positive lady.
She was all about that.
Yes, she's like, you go, you do it, you have fun, and come back with stories. So there's a YouTube channel that I follow. It's named after the guy, Jason Brandt. He does a series called So Bad It's Good on there with his friends.
I like that.
They just sit, they drink beer, and they watch bad movies, and they don't make fun of them, but they comment on them humorously, but they're not making jokes. They're just being themselves.
So it's a Mystery Science Theater adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar.
Yeah.
And it's not really for the movie commentary that I watch it. It's for their interaction. You can tell that these people are true friends. They are uniquely bound together, and they would do anything for each other.
That's awesome.
And one of them is named Brian. And he just has this joy, this zest for everything. Even when the others are criticizing him, and a lot of the time they have reason to do so, he just takes it all in stride, and he's the happiest person.
I'm going to try a pronunciation.
Okay.
Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre. Yes.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, over the summer while I was ill, I got
most of the summer.
most of the
Yeah.
summer,
Okay.
I was getting down.
Yep.
And I thought, what is one thing that made me happy? And I kept thinking, when was I happy? What was something I always looked forward to? Tap dance.
Yeah.
The tap
absolutely.
class I took in college always made me happy.
You talked about the when I was your student.
Yeah.
Millions of years ago.
It's great. I love tap.
Yeah.
Why didn't I take it all throughout college? I don't know. So anyway, I found a tap class, adult tap class in Indianapolis. I started taking that. And there's something about being nice to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be nice to ourselves. And this guy, Brian, he is just this, he's defiantly happy.
Yes.
With all of this negativity in the world and everything, wars and drugs and murders, he is happy.
Yeah. And it's easy to get mired down in that stuff. Yeah.
So I had to go and see, is this guy real?
Is this a real person?
Is he a real person?
Right.
Because just as an aside, until I saw Tina Turner live on stage, there was this little thought in my mind, what if she's just a big publicity stunt?
Right? Is this early dead internet theory?
Yeah. Once you see the person live, you know this is real.
Like it's legit.
It's legit.
Absolutely.
Well, I got there and he is just as positive and bubbly, as vivacious and just exuberant.
Yeah.
He's exuberantly happy. And I was it was good for me to meet somebody like that.
Absolutely.
And to see that sort of positivity is possible.
That's going to lead into one of our speed round questions, Doc.
Okay.
So you'll enjoy that. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, I might be working into a rant.
Uh-oh.
Is it too early for that?
That's the next section if you want to go ahead and get into it.
Okay, well, I'll blend it all together.
Okay. I'll try to click down when I get to the rant part.
Okay. Well, the rant part of it is this. How often do we as society, we say, oh, the drive-through takes too long. Oh, they messed up my order.
Sure.
Oh, this, oh, that. And it's always something negative, some complaining that we do about people.
That's fair.
How often do we compliment people? It's not very often.
No, not really. Not unless you make an intentional effort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. It was a 10-hour drive to the event and then back. It was in Maryland. And at 3 specific stops that I made, I received excellent service, whether it was a waiter or waitress, a gas station attendant, but there were 3 specific people that I thought
they deserve something.
They deserve something. Yep. So I kept all my receipts. I took a couple notes on them. And when I got home, I wrote just a simple letter saying, "Dear store manager, I stopped at your place on this day around this time, and your employee gave me excellent service."
Nice.
And I mailed it off.
Good deal. Good deal. And sometimes that's all it takes, right?
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Is just a little pat on the back, a little acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention in the last 8 months?
Well, with the trip to Maryland,
yes. I took it back off of rant, so you're
okay.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good. One of the things in a recent episode, there was a guy wearing a trucker hat with something handwritten on it.
Okay.
And the two of them started, it was Brian and Jason, the channel owner. The two of them started joking that Brian could start a side hustle of Brian's custom hats.
I like it.
And they had Brian's custom hats at the event.
Oh, hilarious.
You could buy a hat and have Brian write anything on it.
Oh, that's so
anything
funny.
you wanted. So I got a Brian's custom hat.
That's amazing.
And I had him write, Wheels is back. What does she do in this movie?
I love it.
It's a great line from an episode. But
Yes. So one more time, plug their podcast.
on YouTube, the channel is Jason Brandt, and the whole series is called So Bad It's Good.
I like it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Start with the episode Science Crazed.
Science crazed. That's not me. I'm not science crazed. You'll enjoy this, Stock.
Okay.
My summer,
Okay.
which you already mostly know, involved lasers and needles.
Yay.
So I had ended my laser treatment in my eyes. So that's not part of the plan anymore, which is great. And then I've been doing shots in my eyes. I'll be gone Wednesday to get one in my left eye. And I'll wink to the people.
So now you're 20/20, right?
It is no, not even close. With my glasses on, it's 20/40 in the left eye and 20/62 in the right. But I need to go get new glasses. These are about 15 years old.
Yeah.
But I would like to profess the miracle of Total Beats, the product, not sponsored, but it has been really, really good for me so far.
Okay,
I've
good.
been taking about a month and a half. So that's a positive. Other than that, life
Yeah.
is kind of moving along.
Life.
We make trips, we come back from trips, we meet people, and it's normal, but good.
Question for you.
Yes.
I know that 20/20 is perfect vision,
Yes.
but I don't really know when those numbers change, what they mean.
So the first number is the distance at which a normal person can see an object.
Okay.
The second one is from where you can see an object. The second one is where a normal person can see it.
Okay.
So like 20/62 means that I can see from 20 feet what a normal person can see from 62.
Okay.
So it's further back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what blind is. 2200, I think, maybe something like that.
You would know.
I would look, but I can't. It's a gigantic screen in front of me, and it still might be an issue if I try to Google something.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have laptops for everyone on the next podcast.
Okay. Can I add something about the Maryland trip?
Please do.
Okay.
This is fascinating to me. I thought this was a really cool experience.
Okay. There are 3 guys, and they're all married. And 2 of the wives, they participate in the show also.
Yeah.
Brian's wife does not, because they have a 4-year-old daughter.
Ooh.
So she was standing off at the side while Brian's getting pictures with everyone and all of that stuff.
Sure.
So I just kind of moseyed on over and said, "Do you mind if I stand here?" And she said, "Oh, to give me somebody to talk to." So we started a nice conversation. She asked me, "Do you have any hobbies?" And I told her, "Well, I'm a quilter." And instantly she exploded. "Oh, you're a quilter? Oh, tell me all about it." Her mother owns a fiber arts store/studio.
Oh, okay.
But it focuses on yarn arts. However, in the past few years, she's been more interested in quilting. So
Fair.
the daughter, now meeting a professional quilter, if you want,
Yeah, right.
she wanted to see all my pictures, and she was just astounded that you could create things like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's not hard to do.
Right? This is nothing.
But it really, I don't know, it kind of, I don't know how to say this.
It kind of puts things in
It
perspective.
puts things in
Yeah,
perspective.
sure.
And things that I find easy, like French just kind of clicked for me.
Sure.
And kids, I try to teach it to kids and they struggle sometimes. I honestly don't know how to help them because I never had
Sure.
to struggle with it.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
don't recognize that struggle. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But with the quilts, I was just happy to share.
Yeah.
And when Brian finally came over, she pounded me on the shoulder and said, "Show him the picture, show him the picture."
Like your old friends.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
there's a certain design called a tumbling block, and it's a classic American design. There are traditional ways of making it which are more difficult because you have Y seams and you have to make sure everything measures right.
Sure.
There are newer ways of making it which simplifies everything, but you still get a very traditional looking quilt. She fell in love with these 2 tumbling block quilts that I have.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've got this kind of urge to make one for their little girl as she graduates to a big bed,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
but I don't know if that would be presumptuous or if I would look like a creeper.
I think that's appropriate, especially now that you're best friends. Right?
Well, she can hit me in the shoulder.
You could start a yarn arts store together. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
No, I think that's appropriate.
But I went 10 hours just to talk about quilts.
Right. Well, 20 hours.
Well, 20
right?
hours there and
10
back.
there
yes.
and back. Yeah. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
And you had a great time.
It
That's
was
all that really matters.
Great time, good weekend, good people.
You know, and our SRO, Pratt, was telling me about I wouldn't say similar expedition, but he got to meet Eddie Munster
Oh, did he?
over the weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah. And he got an old, they had a mobile, like a toy that was their vehicle
Yeah.
that he had from years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And since he's the only one that's still living out of the original cast, he signed it for him.
Oh, neat.
It's so cool. So if you get a chance to see his pictures, SRO Pratt had a cool little weekend trip.
Oh, I definitely have to go.
Yeah, it's
Or
awesome.
have to see him.
Anytime you get a chance to go to something like that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any other rants you want me to queue up, Stock?
My one rant was negativity. You don't have to be so negative, people.
Yeah,
Find something to.
we know it's fun.
Yeah, we do, but you can also say something nice every now and then.
You know, like looking at society, I think that especially like as Americans, we've become complacent and too complacent in that we have to find something to be angry about.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's harder to find something to be angry about than it is just to be joyful about what you've got.
yeah,
You know, and it takes a lot more effort and stress. We know about stress to get to that point. It's kind of tough,
Yeah.
but everybody deals with things differently.
yep.
Well, if that's the only rant, Stock, we've got a goals section. Do you have any new goals or specific goals for this school year, or anything you want to talk about that's upcoming and new? Do you want to spoil it for some of the kids?
I just thought about 2 rants.
Oh man, we can go back to rants if you want.
Okay, just 2 quick rants.
I just have to click one button. There you go.
First rant.
Yeah.
First year kids, you have to speak. You have
say
to
that.
speak in class.
You say that. I don't think they do.
No, but French is a language.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation with you. Speak to me.
It's hard to pull those teeth sometimes
Yeah.
to get kids to advocate for themselves.
Well, teenagers they've always been scared about, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to look like a fool in front of my friends.
The FOF, the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when you were in high school, there was more of a willingness to try, a willingness to look like a fool. I think about Ben Orcutt. He was never shy about looking like a fool.
Right. Well, there was, I guess social media plays a role in that, and the
Yeah.
immediacy of news and how quickly you can ruin a reputation with just a social media platform,
Yeah.
yours or somebody else's. That's what we've been talking about in Foundations. But I guess we had MySpace
Yeah.
eventually.
But
It wasn't the
it's still
same.
around, but
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
no.
And
Nobody knew how to use it.
well, that's difficult. I think, I think the state's on the right track. And I think this, local schools are on the right track with doing away with the immediacy of it, like cell phones and stuff like that, but it still gets out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why kids are less likely to take risks,
Yeah.
because they're afraid of failing and then it being all over the internet or, sent to somebody or screenshotted and
Right.
sent to somebody else. Cause there's a lot of crazy ways you can share stuff now,
Let me ask you this.
and reputation's
Yeah, that's
permanent.
true.
Yeah.
People still say that we're still dealing with the effects of COVID and quarantine and all of that. Do you think
Yes.
that's true?
I do. And the only reason I would say that is we have immediate access to kids that are in 5th grade
Mm-hmm.
who were vastly affected by not being in school. And they've lost a lot of socialization skills that you would expect to see in a fifth grader.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of like rudimentary math and English skills that you would expect to see by this point. And like, especially in the formative years, it's harder to recover that stuff later on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as detrimental to middle school and high school kids, but I'm sure there is an effect. Probably not to the point that everyone blames COVID for everything, but I think it probably did, cause a couple kids to miss some of those formative lessons, formative years, because we weren't at school for a long time,
Right.
And then we had to modify instruction, and they're not getting the same instruction that we might have given them before, even if it's the same classroom. So yeah, I do think it's played a part, but I don't think it's nearly as big as a lot of people want to say it is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. What do you think?
I get tired of that excuse.
Oh, 100%.
And I just want to say, okay, it happened. Let's just deal with who we are now
Sure.
and not blame something for it.
Absolutely.
Let's just figure out a way to go forward.
Yeah. And that's where we get back to the grit conversation. Like there's not enough grit that's being either taught or reinforced other places.
Yeah.
That kids are able to deal with stuff the same way that they might have before. I know that one of our former guests, Mr. Cross, is big about that as well.
Yeah.
He likes to say that, maybe not even just kids, but people in general since COVID don't have the same amount of grit that they used to, at least in the United States. I can't attest for anywhere else, really. But yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Really tough.
So do you want my third rant?
You got a third rant now.
Well, we've got negativity.
I thought it was two.
We had negativity.
Okay.
Kids not speaking.
Yep.
First year kids, you have to speak to me.
Points finger at camera.
And this one, excuse me, I just want it to be clear, it is not Peggy's fault.
Uh-oh.
It is not Peggy's fault.
So disclaimer, Peggy, this is your fault.
No, they have not had the chocolate muffins for breakfast for about a week.
Okay.
And it's because the state says this and the state says that.
Yes.
And the company is reworking the formula so that it'll be equitable to what the state wants. And this,
of course.
Meet state requirements. And yet today they had a Trix muffin.
A Trix, like the cereal?
Yes, a Trix flavored muffin.
How was that? Did you try it?
I did try it. I've never been a fan of Trix. If it's dealing with those types of cereals, I would much more like Lucky Charms.
Yes.
But
Trix is a very distinct artificial smell and color.
And that's exactly what it was. It
just
felt
artificial.
Yeah. So, Peggy, it's not your fault, but I did not really care for the muffin.
Peggy, he's coming for you. He's coming for you. You better watch out. Now, is that a chocolate muffin with chocolate chip? Because those are the best kind of muffins.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously. Best kind. All right. Is there anything goal-wise you have that's different or new this year, Stock? As we are in the second full week, beginning of our second full week here at school.
This is going to be, I'm still being positive, but realistic. It's going to be a challenging year for me.
Okay.
Because I have middle schoolers again. I haven't had them since
how long has that been?
Before COVID.
Yeah. So 5 years, 6 years. Yeah.
They're big classes too. My current class has 28 kids in it.
Oh, geez.
I'm down to, I think, 6 names that I still have to learn.
That's good.
So That's still really working on it. Still working on it. This is not the biggest class I've ever had. Remember, we used to have the program where if you got A's as a 7th grader in math, English, and one other course, you could take French or Spanish 1 for high school credit.
Introductory.
As an 8th grader.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. You could skip out of PE.
Okay.
And take it. Yep.
Well, because of that, I actually had 2 full classes merged together. And I had a classroom of 32 kids one year.
Oh, my.
That was a big class.
That's about to the point where you just go to the NPR and lecture from the stage.
I thought about it.
Yeah, holy moly.
We got through it. So this will be fine.
That's a cramped classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy moly.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It'll be good. So is this not French 1 then? Is this like a foundations class or?
No, it's again it's the basic rotation class. So it's just
okay. So it's not high school credit.
Not high school credit.
But it's like an introductory to
Yes.
French.
Yes.
Do you do different things than you would in French 1?
Well, hold that thought.
Okay. Oh, I like this. Yeah.
Another challenge this
going
year is
someplace.
I have new French 1 books.
Oh, okay.
And these are the first books I've had since 2012.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot has happened since then. A lot of online activities and integration and all of this. And I'm a very old school teacher.
Sure.
I admit that.
Sure.
And I've told the kids from day one, this is all new to me. I'm going to make mistakes. We'll make mistakes together.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Set expectations.
Yeah, we're all in it together.
Sure.
But because of that, I took since I knew that the textbook would be a challenge for me, professionally a challenge for me, I took my old French 1 course and tweaked it just a little, and I'm using that as the middle school course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's 9 weeks. They're going to learn how to say their name, how to give weather, how to tell time.
Okay. Just the basics.
Yeah, all basic stuff.
Sure.
Yeah,
El baño. They need to know where the bathroom is.
that's Spanish.
Yes, I know. I love it. That's interesting, though. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you get all of the middle school class. Was it 7th grade, you said?
I have 8th graders this 9 weeks.
Okay.
Then 7th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders the last 9 weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are the other classes? Do you know?
I don't know yet.
Okay. It's like, I'm assuming Davis is one of them. I'm assuming probably art is one of them. 30 kids is a lot of people, though.
I think they have a PE class.
That's a lot of kids to jam in a room.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any other things you want to get to this year?
Yes, but off camera.
Okay. Oh, interesting. 5th hour. Do you have a class this year?
I do not.
Okay.
I do have a different 5th hour, though. 3 of the kids are not there on Monday. They're in with either Mrs. Myers or Mrs. Bush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of the vocational
Very cool
program. I wasn't aware that was a thing. And so when
I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a thing.
when I first logged on to Skyward, I had these 2 5th hour classes, and I thought, well, what's going on? So I called Mrs. Myers, and she realized that she hadn't explained the whole setup to me. But if I had been a bit more observant, I would have realized that one class was set for Monday through Friday. The other one was for Tuesday through Friday.
Yes, and they put all the little icons on those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting then. So you don't have a Bible class
No,
this year? Ah, that's kind of a bummer.
because I have the middle schoolers back. That takes up the time.
You enjoyed that though.
I did.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. All right. Now I've got all the freshmen. So
Okay.
the state, in its infinite wisdom, that's good, decided that I actually think it's a good idea. It's a great idea that all kids in this graduating class and from now on need to take a literacy class, financial literacy class, and a computer science class.
They're just now figuring this out.
Just now, after how many years? Yeah. So Mr. Smaltz has graciously taken my personal finance class, and I'm sure he's going to do a wonderful job with it. He's great. And I have several sections of foundations in something computer literacy, I think is what the actual name of it is. I just call it foundations. And I'll get all of the freshmen. It's a semester-long course, so I have a couple sections this time, and I'll have a couple sections next semester. And it's basically like they run you from everything from like how do I protect myself online, cybersecurity, all the way down through like Python programming. So you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. I really do think it's going to be a good class, and it's going to be good for kids to get into that early. Now we can teach it at the 8th grade level. So if we can get a volunteer in the middle school, or I'm voluntold to do it in the middle school, we could offer that a year earlier and not take up semester of a high school course, because sometimes it's hard to fit classes in.
Yeah.
It really is. But that's the big news here. Other than that, we're kind of rocking and rolling. So it should be a fun year.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll go with interesting.
Okay. I have another rant.
Yeah, get it.
let's say personal rant, not a school rant,
Yeah.
but I think it might help somebody out there, so we're going to go with it. My internet went out over the summer.
You did tell me about this.
Right at the end of the summer. I told the world because I put it on
Exactly.
Facebook.
Well, you tried to tell the world with your old internet and it didn't work.
It didn't work. No, my internet went out. I called AT&T.
Many names.
Yes, and then I called them on the phone. He checked the line. He said, "Oh, there's something wrong on your end."
It always is.
It always is.
Yeah.
So they sent somebody out with the wrong repair ticket. It's an internet problem, so they send a guy to check the phone.
Of course.
I'm not supposed to have a phone. However, while he's checking the whole system, he discovers there's a phone line. I don't understand how it all works, but there's a phone line layered in with the internet line.
Oh my.
And so I was paying for both internet and a landline phone that I didn't know about for I don't know how many years, but I estimate that AT&T stole around $7,000 from me.
I like you just say stole.
No, it's the right word.
Yeah. No,
It's the absolute right word. And I'm still being positive. I've had people tell me, "Oh, you have to fight that and find all your records and take them to court, and that's your money." I know it's my money. I know that they wronged me, but sometimes you just have to say, "That's done," and I'm moving on.
You could call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. It's your money and you want it now.
It is, and I do, but
Yeah. At some point you just say, it's not worth fighting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And that kind of goes along with something else that happened this summer. It's been a hard year financially for me,
Sure.
and I'm not in dire straits or anything, but I got to a point where I wondered, where is my money going?
to a phone line.
To a phone line that I didn't need.
Right.
But also my car loan was 2 points higher than what the IFCU could offer, so I changed my car loan.
Okay.
So I went from $650 down to $500.
Well, that's huge.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's enormous.
On a monthly basis. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge.
I changed my insurance and I got considerably more insurance for less money.
See, you're being a wise
Yeah.
consumer.
Yeah.
Smart
and so
shopper, if you will.
I'm encouraging everyone, talk to somebody who knows about money.
Yeah.
Like I took all of my bills into the IFCU lady. What's her name? Jennifer?
There's a couple of you. Yes,
Okay,
Jennifer's one of
Jennifer.
them. Yep. She's phenomenal.
Yes, she is.
She's great.
I just laid all of it down on her desk and said, "Tell me where my money is."
Where did I go wrong?
So no, she helped me figure all this stuff out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So you have resources, use them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And there are good people out there.
There are. You just got to look.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any more rants?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Are you ready to hit the new speed round?
Let's go.
Okay. So we've got some questions subject to change. We've got the new speed round for 2025, 2026. Stock's going to be the first one to take these.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. First question. I've already got changed to speed round. Man, I'm on it.
And a couple of these I have not heard before.
You've not heard 3 of them.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I might have given you a preview of this one. If you could know the answer to one question, what would it be? Any question. If you could know the answer to one question, what would it be? And we need to make a new guest sheet, by the way, so they can know these.
This is kind of a weird one.
If the meteor's really going to be here in November.
No, it's also a bit morbid.
Okay.
But I've always wondered, why did Anita Field have to die at that moment?
Oh, yeah.
She was approaching an intersection and she just died in her car.
Yeah, or at all, because she was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was a weird chain reaction kind of deal, and
Exactly.
That's a great question.
But the Bible says each one of us has our appointed time. Why was that her appointed time?
Yeah, something we can't know unless you know the answer to one question.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good one. Why aren't I rich? 2.
Because you've got bad eyes.
That's fair. 2. What's the best question you've ever been asked? And this can be through teaching. This can be through just life in general. I'm gonna show my beautiful long beard and my beautiful short hair while you're pondering this.
Best question I've ever been asked.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, I think.
I don't know the phrasing of the question specifically,
Okay.
but it had to do with my cat, Bill.
Okay.
In 2008, Bill was diagnosed with cancer. There are two types of feline leukemia, one that responds to treatment, one that doesn't. Excuse me. And of course, he had the one that didn't.
Yeah.
That was I won't say traumatic, but as an adult, that was the first time that I ever had to deal with mortality.
I would use traumatic. I think that's appropriate in that situation.
Okay. Because growing up, whenever the animals were sick or needed to be put down,
Yeah.
mom and dad dealt with it.
Absolutely.
It was always mom and dad. But this was, I got thrown in head first.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
especially
hard.
if you've grown that attached to an animal.
But somebody, I forget who it was, several years later, somebody asked me, how did you make it through? And the thing is, my personal faith, Bill, it's strange, but Bill taught me a lot through that process.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that last day, well, it was the night before his last checkup where I finally made the decision to put him to sleep. Let's back up. At his very first appointment at Purdue, I asked the doctor, how will I know if I need to put him to sleep?
Yeah.
And he responded, he'll let you know.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. And that last night at home, I had Bill in my lap, and I can't explain it, but he told me, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. The fight's too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there was a lot of peace with that. You know,
Yeah.
He was fine not giving up, but he was fine ending it.
Yeah.
I was okay letting him go. And that was that.
That's kind of peaceful.
Yeah. And so you just have to take it one day at a time. You have to trust your heart. You have to trust the other person, the other animal. You have to. And again, that goes back to not being negative. I could have been like, oh, why is this happening? Oh, this is so awful. But I chose to trust Bill. He chose to trust me. And we worked through it together.
Well, that's why a relationship's so important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll go to question 4, but we're on question 3.
Okay.
Is there a subject or something you would like offered here at CHS that we don't have currently that you'd like added?
Yes.
What do you got?
I would like to teach a course on the mystery novel.
Ooh, okay.
I think that'd be a lot
I thought you were going to say German, but
9.
we already know that. Like Agatha Christie?
Agatha Christie,
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Agatha Christie had a contemporary, not Ellis Peters, Dorothy L. Sayers. There are a lot of great stories out there.
Yeah.
And do you know something? Because
very, very few things.
all right, this is a click on rant again.
Yeah. Let me go back. There we go.
Remember in English class, and I'm not complaining about our English teachers or their programs at all.
Yes. None of the ones I had are currently working.
Okay. But in English, we used to read novels.
Sure.
Okay. We don't anymore.
No, not really.
Because-
Short stories.
Short stories, things like speeches, because the state testing has kids read shorter pieces. Mm-hmm. How do you evaluate a shorter piece? And so that's what they teach now.
Yeah.
Only short pieces. I understand why, but I still disagree with it.
That's fair.
I think that there is a wealth of knowledge, wealth of information, a wealth of enjoyment that can still come from not just reading, but studying a novel.
Sure. I think it's also more rare that kids would even get into like long form literature anyway, or be excited about reading for fun.
Yeah.
It's fewer and fewer every year, it seems like. And then you kind of get looked at differently sometimes if you do get into that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that makes it harder. But I would agree. There's a lot of short form stuff now, and it's important to understand other people's ideas as well. And like, even their imagination coming up with like a, fiction or some kind of mystery novel or something like that, or even reading for like political ideologies and stuff like that. It's important, and I don't think it happens ever anymore.
Do you think that reflects current society?
I blame COVID.
But also,
I do. I think that the short attention span.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at YouTube. You have 10 to 20 minute videos.
Yep.
Versus 20 seconds on TikTok, something like that.
And that's the thing. Like, we would rather watch a debate. We would rather watch like a commentary that's, hour and a half, 2 hours per night, than get into these little, 15-second clips where people are dancing to like the popular song now.
Yeah.
Or even like clickbait stuff where they have a catchy title and they have a catchy thumbnail and you just click on it and it's there and then it's gone. We'd rather, look for ideas, and maybe right or wrong, but whatever. Look for ideas and kind of build each other up that way.
Right.
Than, hey, did you see that latest dance trend or whatever? And I do think it's emblematic of like a immediacy in culture.
Yeah.
Everybody needs something now and they need it delivered now. And it goes back to like even McDonald's drive-thru. I was in the I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
But that's going to be how we start everything.
I'm not complaining. Am I still in rants? I'm still in rants. I'm not complaining, but my car does not have air conditioning.
Okay.
And I ordered on the app, I ordered a mobile order and we gave them our code, got up to the window and they said, pull up to window 3, which is the curse of death.
Right.
And a drive through. Yeah. Hey, you're going to be there a while.
I've been there too.
92 degrees out. 25 minutes later, I pull the car around. I just go inside. I said, did something get messed up? Whatever. I'm not mad. I really don't care. I'm not mad, but I was tired of sitting in the hot car.
Yeah.
So I decided to come in, and it was just an order that had been lost to the ages.
Yeah.
And we got it taken care of like 28 minutes later, but it was done. And if you can have the attitude to where at least outwardly it doesn't affect you, then the people around you aren't going to be as affected, and they're more likely to be sociable and helpful. Because I had the little one with me, and she handled it like a champ.
Good.
She was just like, "All right, let's go inside."
So and that's so important because kids do learn from the adults around them.
Yeah. If you can model a good behavior, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead us to question 4. Are you ready for question 4?
Let's have it.
So we need a Agatha Christie study here at Covington High School.
Yes.
Who's the most joyful person you've dealt with in person?
Brian.
I knew it was going to go there.
No, but
also someone you've mentioned, Anita, was awesome too.
Anita was awesome. I think Mrs. Witzman.
Yeah, she's very joyful.
Yeah.
Especially with the burden she carries a lot with, all the decisions she has to make every day.
Yes.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good answer.
Yeah.
But Brian from the podcast.
So Bad It's Good.
So Bad It's Good. Watch it, but not when you're watching us. Go watch it later.
It's also not school appropriate.
It's,
Sorry, everyone.
Not safe for work.
No.
Especially if you work at the school. And then the last question. We've been on both sides here at CHS. Coke or Pepsi? And
Coke.
why? And why?
Coke, because Cherry Coke is better.
Cherry Coke is better. Cherry Coke Zero is better.
Also, Coke has something in it. And
yes.
Whatever.
Yes, it does.
I know what you're going to say.
Yes.
But I have asthma, and if it's a hot, humid day and my asthma is acting up, there's something about Coca-Cola that helps me breathe easier that doesn't happen with Pepsi. Do
you think your affinity for Coke has to go back to like fast food restaurants using Coke as their main source? Like McDonald's has been Coke forever.
Yeah. It could be.
Yeah. I always think about that. Like,
Arby's used to be Pepsi until about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes. And the one out here has Coke Zero. So good for you, Arby's.
No.
Coke Zero is amazing.
If I'm going to drink a soda pop, it has to be all natural.
Oh, I was telling you earlier.
All sugar, all caffeine.
That drink at McDonald's, the new milkshake. Yeah. It's I want to get your reaction to this.
Okay.
It's the one in the adult Happy Meal. Not for the large. 900 calories.
That's half a day's of calories.
Oh, dude, 149 grams of sugar. I want to see Wheeler do that demonstration where you put 149 grams of sugar in 1 cup. So yeah, if you're doing that, I can hook you up. I know a really great eye place for diabetic retinopathy. So if you're into that, just get a hold of me. Anything you want to say before we sign off for our first one back for season 4 stock? I think the Mac has done a good job.
Support us on Patreon.
Oh, jeez.
www.craigsowers.com.
Yeah, that's not a thing. It goes straight into my FQ account. If you have crypto and you want to give it to us, holy moly. No, it's gonna be a good year.
It's good to be back. It's been a good start to the year.
Absolutely. We need to print off our speed round questions again.
We do.
Oh, goodness.
But you send those to me and I'll write them.
I was going to say, I send them right now. I'm on a computer right now. How about that? All right. Well, first time back for season 4. It's good seeing you guys after 8 months. Oh, gosh. Hopefully it's not that long again, but that's what we said the other 2 times.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can stay on it. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Later.